Hey guys, what do you say we do a little unbox? Let's go.
I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative, I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive, you know I'm about to go.
Hey guys, welcome back again to Dave's Dimension. Welcome back again for another video. Welcome back again to your channel that is your home for tech, toys, and talk. And guys, you know, the channel where chaos and insanity will always reign supreme. So we're back again for another unbox. So what do you say we get right into it? There it is. You guys know I'm a Doctor Who fan. Well, anything 80s, anything 90s, and hell, I mean, technically Doctor Who goes all the way back to the 60s. So let's rock it. To me, one of the best sci-fi, at least the longest running sci-fi series of all time. To me, Doctor Who's always going to have a special place in my heart. I grew up watching the classic Doctor Who reruns on PBS. I mean, Tom Baker's the OG. Let's not forget Peter Davison. I mean, there's so many amazing doctors. Paul McGann, which I had the pleasure of meeting once. Peter Capaldi. However, this belongs to one of my favorite doctors of all time. David Tennant played the 10th, but also the 14th Doctor, and this is the 14th Doctor Sonic. He really didn't get to use it all that much, but I think it is amazing, and we're going to go ahead and unbox this right now, guys. Let me go ahead and get something to cut right through this. You know how we do. Okay, I found a nice little utility knife so I can go ahead and go through the snips. Now, I ordered this through eBay. This actually took a little over a month to arrive here. This broke off when I was pulling it out of the box. It was a very, very, very tight box. Giggity. Now, it's just a simple cardboard box. We do have our instructions here, and I believe this is for changing the battery. Well, we're going to worry about that at a later point in time. But let's go ahead and take a look at this right here. Now, I'm actually going to throw images of the Doctor's original Sonic, the 10th Doctor's original Sonic, which this takes a crap ton of inspiration from. Also, I'm also going to throw up the 11th Doctor Sonic, the 12th Doctor Sonic, because in my eyes, this borrows heavily, heavily, heavily from them. But now, let's see here. Okay, so this is where we would basically remove the cover, put our batteries in, and we can rock and roll it. Very similar. Some of the other Doctors, Sonics have had that. Ooh, we got a little ratchet here. I'm digging it. Now, this is obviously plastic here. This is not metal in any shape or form. From a distance, it gives that nice bit of look. Let's see here. So, this is where we... Oh, was it? Oh, that's different. I like that. I like it a lot. So we get lights down. Now, when the Sonic itself is in the extended position. Oh, I like that. I like that. I like it a lot. So this is just clear up here. This is a clear dome, if you will, or lens. There's no LED up here. But what it's doing is basically you get the LED down here in the primary handle part before the shaft, and it's just basically, it's kind of like a flashlight. It's allowing the LED to basically lens through so you can see it in its top part. And if you look directly at the top right there, it looks like there's an LED up here, but there isn't. It gives the appearance of it. So when we open this up, Again, you can see the LED down there. It's not as bright up here, but I love this kind of threaded look on the lens. I don't know how well that's going to come across on camera, but there is a threaded portion right there. It threads just like a screw does going upwards. I like that. You know, it makes it, gives that kind of screwdriver kind of esque feel. All this is plastic. It would be cool if we had a die cast version, but I think this is great. This is nice and light. It feels pretty balanced as far as Sonics go. Now let's take a deeper look here. Now right here on the 10th Doctor Sonic, he had kind of this coral cracked pattern on his Sonic. Okay, so there is that. So this is what's being kind of borrowed from the 10th Doctor Sonic. This right here is obviously from the 11th Doctor Sonic. He had that little black grip towards the center part of his handle, and then had the metal fittings towards the end. I like this kind of faux machined parts right here, this kind of brass look right here. I'm digging that. And this obviously borrows a lot from the 12th Doctor Sonic. We all know time can be a little bit wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey, so I pulled out some of the Sonics that I do have. Now, I do have Tenant Sonic somewhere, but I cannot find it at the moment. Now, this is River Song's Sonic. Now, yes, she did have a little bit of battle damage here, so we're missing one of the emitters right here. But her Sonic was actually a rebuilt number 10 Sonic. Of course, the coral looks more dark and gray on this one, and hers is weathered. But this essentially was what the 10th Doctor Sonic looked like before being aged and heavily modified with the little trigger hole right here. Yes, it still works. And yes, we can always hit the button right here. Oh, there we go. Got our little life ratings right there. Restored Rivers mine, and we should be able to go to, no, it's not doing it. It's supposed to be able to change it into the red settings. And it's not doing it. Okay. Not going to worry about that. So, this is where that kind of coral comes from, right? Now, of course, this is what I was talking about. This is the 11th Doctor Sonic. And again, his extended outwards with the prongs. Very similar to what we have here. I actually like this one a little bit better, though. But this is a very cool, very large and in charge, right in your face kind of a Sonic. And this is cool. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love this one. And then, of course, we have the 12th Doctor Sonic. This was carried by Peter Capaldi. Again, we have that kind of machine finish right there. Similar, but not identical to his. There you go. And I love the aluminum outlines here. Of course, the blue trim, because, blue for the TARDIS, of course. And I like how pretty simple and functional this was. His, you had a dial. It did not extend outwards. It was already at its settings. So yeah, that's the thing. It had blue and it had green settings. It depended on if you press the lever twice, then you got this. Once, you got the typical sound but with green lights, and then alternate blue sound. But then if you hit this twice, we had a rotation, kind of like the time rotor of the TARDIS right there. I really like this one. This one is very evenly balanced. I just wish it did what it did in his second last adventure, which was where he kind of like pulled the cap out and he was actually able to write like it was a marker. That was pretty cool. Now, of course, with this one, you get like a little, like almost like an activating sound before we hear the Sonic. and it's the same sound. Now I'm going to have to play around with this to see, are there different... And I think this is just a ratchet. Here. I do like that, though. We can kind of go either way with it. Like you're changing different settings. You know, like the doctor be saying, hey, put on setting 332. And then start it. I'm going to have to check out the box to see, do we have any other alternate settings here? So I'll be right back. Okay, so playing around with it. If you do like multiple clicks, almost like it's trying to build up. So we got a regular sound. They're kind of churning and then fast blinking. Like it's just unlocked something. So it does that. I'm going to have to play around with more settings. I don't think extending it does anything different. I think we're going to have the same effect. Yeah, we're getting the same effect. There we go. So that was 3 clicks. So yeah, there's some nice settings on here. I'm not getting the old, the obligatory sonic sound here. I'm not getting that unless I have to play around with the settings a little bit more to see how we can unlock that. By the way, the ratchet itself doesn't do anything. It's just a faux ratchet, but I think it's kind of fun. I mean, listen to that. That's a nice, good ratchet. I mean, this is the ratchet sound we want in some action figures of a large scale. So that's pretty cool. And it locks on. You don't have to worry about this sliding off. It's on there pretty well. The sonic itself is pretty well balanced now. You know, you might see like some of the arms are a little bit loose. Well, no, once I put it down, they're locked in. But outwards, yeah, there we go. You can hear it on the microphone. Yeah, we're not getting the traditional sound on here, you know. That's River Sonic. This one does not have batteries, so I can't play that one. And then the typical sound that we would normally get. We're not getting that on here. We're getting different sounds on here. I mean, that's not bad, but yeah, I kind of want the classic sound on here because I mean, let's be honest, this is Sonic. What Sonic hasn't had that sound? I mean, now, no, I do not have Jodie Whittaker's Sonic. I'm just not a fan of it. Me personally, very much like a lot of people, I felt that it looked a bit phallic, and that's not. It's just not me. I didn't, it looked like some robot just kind of sharted it out. I just was not a fan of that. And admittedly, I'm not necessarily a fan of the 15th Doctor, Shooter Gatway's Sonic. It looks like the remote from Click. If you ever saw the Adam Sandler movie Click, that's what it kind of looks like. I get that, each Doctor has to be different. They have to have their own kind of Sonic device. I mean, hell, Capaldi had 11. He had 11 Sonic. He also had his Sonic sunglasses, of course. Clear your browser history. And then, of course, he had this Sonic. So he had quite a few Sonic devices, which were, admittedly pretty damn cool. And the Sonic sunglasses, that's such an easy cosplay to do. You throw some faux Ray-Bans on, you're good to go. But I do love his. But even though I know David Tennant as the 14th Doctor was only coming for 3 specials, he was only going to be around for 3 specials, I still had to get his Sonic. I mean, this thing looks just as a display piece, whether you have it in its condensed mode or in its extended mode, I think it looks fantastic. It looks fantastic. Whether you have it displayed like this, which I think is awesome, or maybe you have it standing up. I like this. It doesn't feel too heavy, too clunky. Again, I would love, and I would definitely pay the premium money for a die-cast one. Oh, I so would. And here's another thing. Just to throw this out there for the makers out there, the toy makers, the toy prop makers. Whenever we hear the Doctor rattling around with his Sonic, it sounds like there's like loose bits on it. Like if you ever had some a bolt with some loose washers and of course the nut on it, that jingling kind of thing almost sounds like keys. I wish we could get a Sonic that kind of had that shakiness. Like put some metal bits inside. So like when you pull it out, you can kind of hear a little shakiness. I think that would be kind of cool. I know it's a weird request, but I think it adds a little bit more to the realism. Almost like a pocket of change kind of sound. But yeah, I'm digging this. Now, of course, these are like the basic batteries we get on all the Sonics. Now, I will say, go sparingly with your screwdrivers, with your Sonics, because the screws on here, you usually got to get the right kind of screw head. I mean, it's a very fine, small Phillips, but sometimes these are on there so damn hard that you kind of strip the screw, so you may want to look for a replacement screw if possible. And sometimes these things get stuck on here, they get stripped. You have your 3-pin light batteries that go in here, and of course you have your these are little tabs that actually just lock it in right there. Now with this one, there's 2 versions. I don't have my original version. This is my second one. As you can see, some of this got kind of stuck in here. The screw's right in there, so it does come out. This one has like a little faux cavity where like, oh, I can take out the core of the Sonic. But the original one had a button, a little flip top, where you could press a button and you can kind of do like the Matt Smith when he would kind of hold the Sonic like this. So you didn't have to press the trigger. This one, the actual trigger for the Sonic is actually a touch. This is the second version that had the touch sensor in it. And it's very sensitive. Any kind of touch and it triggered it. Of course, you have the button right here that extends the Sonic. There you go. But these are the Sonics I currently have. At some point, I would like to get the Master Sonic. That is David Sims who played the Master during the Tennant era. I would love to get his his laser screwdriver at some point. But I really like this. I think this is probably going to be between, I don't know, I might have to say between these two, these are probably my 2 favorite Sonics that I currently have. Like I said, I have these and I have Tennant's screwdriver somewhere. It's in a box in storage somewhere. I do need to replace this because I lost a little bit right here that otherwise I would just glue it on here. But I mean, this is River Sonic, Again, hers, the cap comes right off. Now, one thing that they did really cool on the 10th Doctor Sonic was there was a version where the cap came off and it was a pen that you can only read in ultraviolet light, which was really cool because they had a set that came with the psychic paper, but you could read the psychic paper if you had like the ultraviolet light that went over it, because the top didn't have a blue light. It had a purple ultraviolet light. So that was something that was pretty cool. But all in all, I really love this. I had to get this. I paid a few bucks more than probably I should have. I think I paid like 35, maybe 40 plus shipping. But this is the 14th Doctor Sonic. David Tennant's my favorite Doctor of all time, so I had to get this. I just had to. I like that. It doesn't feel too unbalanced. I mean, yes, obviously this part is much lighter, but in the handle part, it feels nice and solid. Nice and solid construction right here. I'm really digging that ratchet. That ratchet is too cool for school, man. But guys, there we go. My review of the 14th Doctor's sonic screwdriver. I'm loving it. Yes, I am a Whovian nerd. What can I say? But yeah, if you have the means to get this, if you're a Whovian, if you're a big Doctor Who fan, go ahead and grab this. Get it right now, guys. Get it for your collection before the price on this skyrockets, and I can see it easily happening. But I'm digging this. I'm digging this so much. This is awesome. This is awesome. But guys, let me know in the comment section below. Do you think I should get the 15th Doctor Sonic? Let me know if I do. If I get enough requests, then maybe I will go ahead and pick it up, and we'll do a review of that one as well. But guys, until next time, this is Dave from Dave's Dimension saying keep on busting. And you know what I'm going to say. I say it every single time. I will always catch you on the flip side. Take care, guys.
I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative, I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about